Former Mayor Rudy Giuliani, New York mayor, filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy today after that despicable defamation ruling, ridiculous ruling, ordering him to pay $148 million in damages to two Georgia election workers, just a ridiculous amount of money. His political advisor putting out a statement regarding the bankruptcy filing, saying it should be a surprise to no one. No person could have reasonably believed that Giuliani would be able to pay such a high punitive amount. Chapter 11 will afford Mayor Giuliani the opportunity and time to pursue an appeal while providing transparency for the finances under the supervision of the bankruptcy court to ensure all creditors are treated equally and fairly throughout the process. That's the statement. The mayor joins us tonight, back on with us. It's good to have you on. Explain the reasoning for this. Obviously, was it just out of necessity, and where's your head at?
Sure. I mean, if you think about it, this is. I'm very hopeful the entire case is going to be reversed, but I can't be sure of that. And then the judge, in one of her usual acts of complete bias and acting completely inconsistent with the way an honest and decent judge would, advise them to not comply with the 30-day rule, but to go after my assets immediately. Now, why she's giving advice to people who have 9 lawyers, including Wilkie Farr, which is one of the largest law firms in the country, that they're not paying for, that somebody with Biden is paying for.
Right.
I have no idea why she thinks she gives legal advice to them. But I said I've got to protect myself, and I've got to, in essence, protect other people, normal creditors who have normal amounts that are owed, because they'd all be wiped out. And they'd be wiped out before we even got to an appeal. How
do they even get to?
I mean, go into bankruptcy. If you take away that judgment, I'm actually a pretty fortunate guy. I've got a decent amount of money. I'm not bankrupt, but with 148 million, I'm destroyed.
Well, I still don't understand how they get that amount. I mean, tell us again, how much were these two women were looking for a fraction of that? That's how screwed up this system is, and this court system is.
They made it up because I got a trial that to call it unfair would be generous. I never got to put in a defense. I was basically told that if I testified to my defense, I'd be held in contempt. This judge does like to put people in prison. She's the one who told the other judges they weren't giving the January 6 people enough time. She's made several out-of-court speeches about her utter contempt for Donald Trump, and she gives advice to the other side, legal advice to the other side, as she just did. This wasn't the only time she did it, just the most prominent. I was a law clerk to a federal judge. I never remember him giving advice to one side or the other. I'm sure nothing will be done to her, because that district court is kind of an embarrassment to America and what they've done to the January 6 people. And I think in our history books, that's going to look an awful lot like the Japanese internment program.
The whole system is falling apart as the response to Donald Trump has been a total collapse of a lot of norms in this country, and this is just another example of it. Mayor, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
I'm sure justice will eventually prevail.
Yeah, we're fighting for you. We are, and we're hoping for you.
Thank you. God bless.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that.